And to the folks in the courtroom, I'll be out there as soon as I can. Welcome to the 186th District Court. Court is in session. This is cause number 2019 CR 10271, the state of Texas versus Renee Anthony Arce. We're here today for a plea. We're conducting this hearing via video conference using the Zoom application. We are also using YouTube to live stream the proceedings to keep the hearing public. The time now is 11:51 a.m. on the 30th day of June 2021. These proceedings are official. They're on the record and they're being recorded by the official court reporter. Counsel and all present are instructed to act as though you were in court, and all are instructed not to record the proceedings. And if I could have the attorneys make appearances, starting with the state of Texas, please.
Ashley Jones for the state.
John Econometti for the defendant.
Sir, are you the same Renee Arce charged by indictment with injury to child, bodily injury? Is that you, sir?
Yes, sir.
And state, are we proceeding as charged?
No, Your Honor, the state is proceeding only on count 1, paragraph A, with the mental state of knowingly.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Arce, I'm going to use a function of Zoom. It's called share screen. I'm going to show you the indictment in this case. Are you familiar with this document?
Yes, sir.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
I couldn't hear your last answer.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Econometti, do we waive reading of the indictment?
We waive reading of the indictment.
Thank you. I'll note that there is a discovery acknowledgement that's been signed and dated by both sides. I'm doing the same and I make it a part of the record. And then Mr. Arce, I'm going to go back into share screen. I'm going to show you a document. It's called the defendant's consent to plea by video conference. And I'm using my cursor to circle around electronic signature. Is this yours?
Yes, Your Honor.
By signing this, you're telling me two things. One is that you understand normally we do pleas live in an open court, but that you're consenting to do this plea by video conference. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Secondly, your electronic signature on this document, as well as all of your other electronic signatures in the plea packet in front of me, you're telling me that those are valid as if you personally signed those documents. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, Your Honor.
I approve the consent and I make it a part of the record. We're still in share screen, but I've switched over to a document called the court's admonishments. I'll scroll through because it's several pages. Are you familiar with this document, sir?
Yes, sir. I went through it, Your Honor.
Did you go over this with Mr. Econometti?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
On the bottom page 3 is electronic signature. Is this yours?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to get out of share screen. By signing the court's admonishments, you're telling me that you understand the court's admonishments and that you understand the rights are contained within it. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And that you want to give up those rights. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the rights that you're giving up is you're giving up to a right to a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you. You also have the right to remain silent, which includes the right not to incriminate yourself and not plead today. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, Your Honor.
By signing this, you're also telling me you understand the consequences of a plea and the sentencing range for the offense, which is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, Your Honor.
I approve the waivers that are contained within the court's admonishments. I make them a part of the record. Mr. Arce, we're going to go back to share screen to show you the plea bargain in this case. Are you familiar with this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it?
Yeah, I went through it myself.
And there's a electronic signature to the left. I'm using my cursor to circle around. There's another one to the right. I'm using my cursor to circle around. Are these your two signatures?
Yes, sir.
This document details for me your agreement with the state as far as punishment is concerned, and I'll let you know if I'm going to follow this prior to the entry of your plea. First says that the state will proceed on paragraph A and just use the knowingly part of paragraph A. Going to waive paragraph B. Punishment will be assessed with 4 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice with a $100 fine. There's no application for community supervision or deferred adjudication. Taken in consideration for dismissals an indicted felony cause of assault bodily injury, family member, household member, second offense, as well as a misdemeanor assault, bodily injury, family member, household member. There'll be an affirmative finding of family violence. And then one of your signatures, the one on the left, waives your appeal. Is that your understanding of the agreement, sir?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, is that your understanding as well?
It is my agreement and understanding.
I'm going to get out of share screen. Sir, I'm not bound by a plea bargain. I do not have to follow this. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
But if I do follow the plea bargain, then you lose your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I couldn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
And that's true unless I grant you permission to appeal or unless certain motions are filed and ruled upon. Do you understand that? I didn't hear your answer.
I said yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Economini, any such rulings in this case?
No, sir.
If I do not follow the plea bargain, I'll allow you to withdraw the plea and will proceed to trial as if this hearing never occurred. Do you understand that?
Mr. Arce?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
All right. I'll note again, one of your signatures on the plea bargain waives your appeal. Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, Your Honor.
If not, then a plea of guilty or no contest to the offense would have serious adverse effects on your immigration status. And I'll note that you certified on the court's admonishments that you are an American citizen. Counsel, do you believe that your client has a factual or rational understanding of the charge pending against him?
I do so believe.
Do you believe he's been able to assist you in the defense? Do
He certainly has.
you believe he's mentally competent to waive rights and enter a plea here today?
He is.
Sir, to the offense that's listed at count 1, paragraph A, well, there's only one count, but paragraph A, and just that to knowingly, but not intentionally, but to knowingly engaging in this behavior. How do you plead? Guilty?
Guilty,
Hold on.
Your Honor.
Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
All right. There's someone standing right behind you. Is that? Oh, okay. All right. I just want to make sure. Well, we'll go over in a second. Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there any other purpose as to why you're pleading guilty?
No, sir.
Other than the plea bargain, did anyone promise you anything in exchange for your plea today?
No, sir.
Anyone force you or coerce you to plead today?
No, sir.
After going, and then I want to talk about the guy that was standing behind you. Was he in any way forcing you to plead guilty in this case?
No, sir.
There was a guy standing right behind you, right when
Yeah,
the plea came out.
No, he was reading the motions that are on the wall.
Okay. All right. That's right next to you. Okay.
Yes.
All right. After going over this case with your attorney, do you believe that pleading here today is in your best interest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does the state have anything to offer to support the plea?
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection from the defense.
It's admitted. I reviewed State's Exhibit 1 and attachments prior to getting on the record and find that it is sufficient to support the plea. Sir, I find that your plea was freely, intelligently, and voluntarily made, that there was sufficient evidence to support the plea, and that you're mentally competent to enter into such a plea, and I find you guilty, sir. Counsel, is there any legal reason as to why your client cannot be sentenced today?
No, Your Honor.
Being no legal reason, according to agreement with the state, sir, sentence you to 4 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. We'll give you credit for time served. There's a $100 fine. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Taken in consideration are 2 other cases. I'm going to read you the cause numbers and tell you the offenses. If you plead true, then I dismiss those cases. Do you understand the proceedings, sir? We got to get your mic back on. Do you know how to turn your mic? There you go.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand the proceedings.
All right. And cause number 2020 CR 5779, assault, bodily injury of a family member, household member, second offense. How do you plead? True or not true?
True.
That's dismissed. And then county cause number 636252, assault, bodily injury of a family member, household member. How do you plead? True or not true?
True.
That's dismissed as well. Sir, this is a plea bargain case. I follow the plea bargain. So you do not have the court's permission to appeal. You do not have the right to appeal. I'm also noting that you waived your appeal in the plea bargain agreement. I'm making a certification of this for the record. I'll provide a copy of the certification to your attorney to provide to you. Is there anything else from either side in regards to the plea or to the sentencing?
Not from the state, Judge.
Mr. Economini, anything?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Arce has had a hard tour getting to here. He's lost the child as a result of this incident. So He has suffered significantly beforehand. He is remorseful, and I don't think we're going to see him here or any other court in the future.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Economiddy. Good luck to you, sir. Mr. Arce,